Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first edition of Underground Rising, a new show on this channel where I review albums and releases from underground bands who are unsigned at the moment, or on very small labels. Today I'm going to be talking about the awesome band Hearts Under Fire, who are gearing up to release their debut album on the 13th of October. However, they've sent me a pre-release copy, so I'm going to review that for you today. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to be reviewing it track by track, giving you a little sort of overview of how the track is, what I personally thought of it, and then at the end an overview of the full album. However, first of all, most of you are probably wondering, who the hell are Hearts Under Fire? Well, let this next bit explain that to you. Hearts Under Fire are a band who formed in Surrey in the UK back in 2005. So far they've released 5 EPs, those being Spitting Glass, Bloodsport, HUF, Letters, and the latest being We've Come Too Far to Live in the Past, which is an album that, an EP that I have been playing tracks from on my radio show. They also released a tour EP called Hotter Than the Sun. They're now gearing up to release their debut album called Outlines on the 13th of October. The band themselves are made up of Lexi Clark on drums and vocals, Nikki Day on guitar and vocals, Cat Upton on lead guitar and vocals, and Mary O'Regan, who is on bass and the main vocalist. So Knots is the first track on the album. It's also the first single that they are releasing from the album. The video is already up on YouTube. It's also the longest track on the album. Honestly, this is probably the perfect way to introduce you to the sound of Hearts Under Fire, that kind of awesome melodic rock that they do so well. As the song goes on, you hear that Mary O'Regan's voice is it always has been, but on this especially, it's full of passion. It's an excellent opener to the album. There's excellent use of harmonisation near the end of the album between all 3 members. I'm guessing it was Cat doing the incredible guitar solo at the end, and during the song you hear an awesome switching between the aggressive sounding guitars and the lighter moments. Honestly, they couldn't have picked a better song for their first release or to actually open the album, so well done. Anyway, let's get on to the second track. So the second track is called Colours, and I'll be honest, this has a really powerful chorus that will probably end up being an absolute live favourite with crowds singing along at the top of their voices to this one. It's got excellent shifting of tempos throughout the song to make the chorus sort of really lift off once it hits. Quite a short song as well, under 3 minutes, which gives it a slightly punky feel along with the riffs as well in this song. Again, excellent use of the harmonies in the song. Mary O'Regan on absolute top form with her vocals. So the third song is called The Things You Do to Keep Yourself Amused. This has more of a punky feeling to it, a bit more straightforward rock on this one. Lyrically, song seems to be about the relationship sort of breaking apart, going sour. It's again another possible anthem that could be absolutely amazing live. In fact, all these songs are, to be honest with you, so far. This is my first time listening to this album, by the way. I'm doing this track by track, as I did say I was going to do. So yeah, this could be another awesome song, and if it gets released as a single again, this could be absolutely huge. At the moment, I'm hearing nothing that makes sense as to why this band aren't signed, to be honest with you. Anyway, on to the next track. Next song on the album is called Sharks. It's a bit of a darker sounding song, riffs wise. However, as I've shown on previous songs on the album and also on their previous EP, which was We've Gone Too Far to Live in the Past. I believe that's the name of it. Sorry, my mind's gone a bit mental at the moment. Yeah, again, they do an awesome lift off into the chorus. That the chorus is just full, essentially gives you a glimmer of hope than the last song did. I don't mean that in a bad way, I just mean this song sounds a bit more happier and kind of more hopeful than The Things You Do to yourself to keep yourself amused even did. Excellent song again. Can't fault anything about this song at all. So far, I mean, I'm only 4 songs in. I've got to say this is probably going to be an album, well, one of my albums of the year so far. We'll see how the rest of the album goes. So, on to the next song. halfway through the album now with the fifth song called Cry Baby. This sounded a bit more of a downbeat tone to it, with Mary's vocals sounding a little bit more sort of lower than usual. Fantastic guitar interplay on this song. This is probably the most kind of Paramore sounding song. I know that sounds weird considering Paramore generally have more upbeat kind of songs, but when I say Paramore I mean the later stuff, as in the last two albums they've released, as opposed to the earlier stuff. But not a bad thing at all. Obviously, definitely excellent. Halfway through the album, so let's get on with it. On to the next track. After the slightly downbeat sounding Cry Baby, the next track, False Hope, comes crashing out of the speakers. Basically, it comes exploding with an excellent riff that gets things sounding a bit more upbeat again, despite the lyrics to this song. The lyrics to this seem to be about another relationship kind of falling apart. Superbly written, however, and with another impassioned vocal sung by Mary O'Regan, who really should end up as one of the, voted one of the best singers in the UK. She knows exactly how to get the songs working for her, how to get the vocal lines working for her as well. Also, after the exploding guitar riff at the beginning, there's a nice bass line and drum work to help underpin the Mary singing, and then having the guitar coming crashing back in just in time to go into the chorus. All in all, excellent song again. So hopefully, if this hasn't convinced you so far to buy the album, the next four songs will. All in all, not one single bad song so far. So let's get on to the next tune. With a crash of the drums, the seventh track on the album begins, called This Can't Be Love. Again, another very catchy guitar riff that helps drive this song along. Superb use of the harmonies coming in for the chorus. I can see this being another bit of a anthem live, and live this could be absolutely amazing. Bit of a centrepiece to the whole set. Again, nice breakdown to meaningless sounds right near the end that lead up quite nicely with all the sort of instruments coming in one by one for one last chorus of the songs. I keep stuttering on this interview. I do apologise. Review. Sorry, I do apologise about that. Anyway, coming up next is the song Serotonin Blues. So track 8 is called Serotonin Blues, and it comes kicking out the speakers quite literally with a hell of a driving riff. There's a nice use of the old school grunge dynamics of going from quiet to loud musically. Again, Cat Upton, I believe, I might not be wrong here, but Cat Upton hitting us with another awesome, although short, guitar solo near the end of the song. And again on this song, Mary O'Regan proving that she's one of the best vocalists in the UK. Someone sign these guys, for fuck's sake. Anyway, on to the next song. So we come at the end of the album, and the penultimate song is called Lions. This really does kind of explode into high gear right near the beginning. It's a very punk sounding song, guitar riff wise. Again, superb use of the harmonies between the band members on this song. Could well be a live favourite, which gets the crowds moving when they play this live. There's also an awesome breakdown to just the bass and vocals near the end of the song, just before the guitar comes crashing in, along with a really nice kind of peek into the recording process here, where at the very end of the song you'll get to hear Mary say, "Thank fuck for that." Anyway, excellent, excellent penultimate album closer. So coming up next is the very last song of the album. So the final song on the album is called Slow It Down, which is a deceptive title because this kicks off into high gear straight away, showcasing another passionate performance from Mary O'Regan, or Reagan. I do apologise if she watches this and I'm pronouncing your name wrong. It keeps a high pace of the song, of the intro throughout the entire song. Again, absolutely superb playing by every member of the band, and then right at the outro you have the whole band completely going for it, as loud and as fast as they can, until the album fades. All in all, an absolutely awesome tune. So, I've listened to the whole album, I've done a review of every single track for you, and overall, I think this is an absolutely awesome debut album. I mean, they could not have made anything better, really. Not many bands can produce a debut album of this high quality. Mary O'Regan really pulled it out of the bag lyrically and vocally. Cat Upton and both guitarists, in fact, pulled the riffs right, like the perfect kind of riffs that they needed for the songs. They assembled the songs together perfectly. The drummer really showed some restrained yet perfect playing for every song. The songs are catchy, they're passionate, they're absolutely superb, and the album's under half-hour long. That's not a problem, because this band is a bit kind of a cross between punk and rock. Not punk rock, but kind of punky elements with some of the more kind of straight ahead rock elements. Having seen this band live a couple of times, I saw them first back in October 2013 when they were supporting Sugarcomb for their last ever gig. I can tell you now, if you get the chance to see them live, do it, especially with this new batch of songs. They're gonna absolutely kill it. So really the only question is, why has no record label picked these guys up? Honestly, absolutely superb live. They're more than willing to tour their asses off and work for their music. They love doing what they do. I've managed to speak to them a few times, sort of one-on-one. Hopefully going to try and arrange an interview with them soon as well for my show. So yeah, I mean, you've got four far from unattractive women in an absolutely superb band, writing all their songs, playing all their instruments, and you go and sign shit like One Direction. What is wrong with you? Record labels, if you're watching this at all, sign Hearts Under Fire. You will not regret it. And for you, the viewers watching this who haven't heard them yet, go check out the videos too. We've Come Too Far to Live in the Past and the newest single, Knots, and see what you think. If it's the kind of music you like, definitely check out the album. Again, you can buy the album when it comes out on the 13th of October, I believe, if I'm getting that date right. And yeah, go like their Facebook page as well, just under Hearts Under Fire as well. Anyway, I've been Psychosin. I hope you've enjoyed the return of my reviews, and I'll be back again soon, possibly with a review of the new Cannibal Corpse album. I'll see how I feel. Depends, it might be something different. Depends what I get sent on email. Thank you for watching, and feel free to subscribe.